Shout out our sponsors, GW Competitions. They run regular draws for you to win different prizes, from cash to Rolexes to cars and all sorts. It's all legit, and the draws are run on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, and you got to be in it to win it. Good luck. Welcome everyone again to the Big Ego Media podcast. Got another special guest today. Goes by the name of Stephen Graham. We're going to find out about his story and his journey. First and foremost, how are you today?
I'm blessed, family, man. Appreciate you having me still.
No, how's the journey?
Huh?
How was the journey?
It's good, man. It's good.
Okay, so I'll be honest, I wasn't too familiar with your story. I met you, I think, maybe 2 or 3 months ago within another interview podcast, and we exchanged details, and obviously we've spoken since then. So you got an interesting story. I see a bit of it on the Delinquent Nation podcast as well. So I thought we'll have you on here so you can tell us a bit more. So how we always start over here, we get to know the people from the very beginning. So let us know where you're from, your upbringing in regards to where you grew up in your family and so on. Cool.
I'm from South Kilburn originally still. From South Kilburn. My family are mixing Jamaican, Cuban, Indian, Syrian still. My family, And I grew up like there's there's 7 brothers and sisters. My mother still. I grew up in a nice family still. You get me? But things kind of changed in my life when I was around say 7, 8.
Okay. What changed?
It became noticeable to me still that my stepfather never too liked me.
Okay.
Yeah. So it became noticeable that kind of affected my behaviour. You get me? Like, around 7, 8, my behaviour really changed.
What was the sort of thing that made you feel that there was sort of a dislike?
Well, technically you were singling me out for things that were going on in the home. You get what I'm saying to you? Like, singling me out for things that were happening in the home, and you were blaming things I didn't do. Okay. You get me? So those kind of things like played on my mind. In many ways, it played on my mind still.
Did you ever speak to your mum about it at the time?
Nah, I didn't. This is what I do when I encourage young people. And I mentor young people. Always encourage them to talk their emotions. The other person I never used to talk my emotions. I used to bottom things up. You get me? And bottling up emotions don't really work. You get what I'm saying to you? You have to transfer that energy somewhere or somehow. And me as a youth, I found the wrong way to transport that energy. You get me?
And how was you sort of academically?
Academically, I've always been a smart youth. Still, always been smart, intelligent, dyslexic. But that time I didn't know I was dyslexic. But I just find it hard to read certain words and write certain words. But I still kind of do. But it's academically, I was always smart, but I didn't really find school challenging, and just especially could be said down to the system, the way I was taught. You get me? There's not one style of teaching works everybody. You get me? But yeah, as a youth, it played out in my school activities, and my anger came out a lot. And as a young little boy,
What was your sort of kind of early interest, or what was you into as a young man?
Football, man. Yeah. Football.
Any good?
Yeah, I was bad at football. Proper bad at football. You get me? I could have been a baller still, without a doubt.
But we hear that from everyone. Everyone says they could have been a baller.
I could have been a baller. Not even ask you. A lot of youths around my block will tell you that I was a big baller.
What position you play?
I could play midfield and I could play defense attack. I was fast and I was strong.
Okay. Get me? So, was you playing for a team at the time?
Yeah, I used to play for local team Marion in South Kilburn, and at the time I had trials for Queen's Park Rangers, but man never really take it serious, and then that's the next thing again. A lot of us as young youths, our passion ain't really pushed. You get me? Academia is more pushed by the parents. No disrespect to parents and that, but we get that kind of mindset and that philosophy that it's always about pushing school. Yeah. But we fail to realize that a young boy or girl's passion is important. You get what I'm saying to you?
Was there no one sort of taking you to the training sessions? Was there anything that affected you?
Nah, it's my brothers and that. My brother played ball as well, but it's more like sometimes we're playing on a local block in a podium on the mound, and we'll get told to come in, and you get what I'm saying to you, when we should be playing ball and practicing our skill set. You get what I'm coming from? Do your homework, and you feel me? Like, I'm not saying the homework and that shouldn't be done with, I should be dealt with, but when you help to promote someone's passion, or you help to bring forth their passion, you manifest the better side of them. Do you get where I'm coming from? Because that's something that needs to be done, because a lot of young people like certain things when they're young, but we don't actually push that passion alongside the education. You get me? We tend to push the education more. And again, it's not belittling parents, but it's realizing how powerful passion is. But mine wasn't really pushed as a youth to that. You get me? And that was the next thing as well that kind of didn't help me to steer me and keep me the right way.
I mean, so you said it didn't lead you to the right way. So what transition thing happened in your life to sort of pull you towards the streets?
Well, from 7, 8, like I said, things, my whole persona, everything changed, innit? Because I started acknowledging how my stepfather was dealing with me, and I was constantly like getting arguments, fighting at school, and you get me. So those little things. I seen a psychiatrist, and I was around 8.
Okay, wow.
You get me? Yeah, at school. But at that time, I didn't know the psychiatrist, and I'm just sitting down with this woman, and we're talking. But you know, you grow up as well in the Caribbean families not to talk to certain people outsiders. So I'm just dazzling there. You get me? So I'm just sitting there down the other road. But at the same time, I was never rude to my mother anyway. Because I didn't grow up to be rude to my mother. You get what I'm saying? She was that type of Jamaican woman I could chat to certain ways. So I was always respectful for her. But so in that aspect, I wasn't really lying, but I wasn't really telling her how I felt neither. Because I don't know this woman. Who are you? Why am I telling my business? That's my mindset. You get what I'm saying? I'm young. I'm not going to tell her how I feel. So in that sense, you know, things kind of spiral, because I was never talking to nobody. You get what I'm saying to you? How I really felt about what was going on. So that was the situation from there. From school to school, everything just went haywire. So
like, what was your first sort of early encounters with the streets kind of?
I would say like from around 8, because I had my first cigarette when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. You get me? Like, we used to have a podium in South Kilburn State. We used to have a podium before it knocked down and that. So we'd be on the podium. We used to create these like a little camping houses.
Okay.
You get me? Like, we have like a chair there, and you get what I'm saying? So when people throw their chairs, we'd take it and we'd make our little own camping house with our chairs there. We'd wire it up. We have a little old TV there. So we had our place where we'd go and chill. You get what I'm saying to you? So we had our own little ways still as a youth. We kind of got real fast.
And when did that turn into criminality?
Around 10, but 11 really, that's when I first got arrested at 11, but 10, yeah.
What was the first arrest?
First arrested for robbery.
Okay. At 11 years old? With street robbery?
Yeah.
I mean, let's go through the mindset of an 11-year-old. What makes you want to go and rob someone? Was you was you like the youngest in the group, or was you guys sort of bunch of 11-years going
11, there's a couple of 13-year-olds with us as well. Okay. You get me? Like I said, I was rolling man from 10. South Kilburn was the kind of, we had a family, you get me? We don't believe in gang concepts like that. We had a family. And there was pockets and pockets of individuals that were part, you get me? And that was just a road that most of us went, because we were just on the streets a lot. We used to meet up sometime at Kilburn Park Station, and you know, we'd meet sometime at Pro-Priest. We'd meet different places, we'd meet up, and some people like, you know, we would just go out and do the things that we did still. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not to commit myself, you get what I'm saying? Just, but we was young, and the majority of us had troubles in our mindsets, and we had troubles in outgrowing. See, childhood trauma is a massive thing, and people overlook how powerful, how much it affects us as a people, and how powerful it is, and how more of us don't even understand that our own level of childhood trauma we carry even in our adulthood. So only with me sitting down in jail, I realised how traumatized I was as a youth. You get me? And then again, you got to look at the bigger aspect of it, because I know people say, right, 11, 10, you're doing these kind of things, but you got to really look at the reality of, you got a lot of grooming going on as well, social grooming. You get what I'm saying to you? The social grooming aspect, a lot of people don't realise that, you know, because I lost my first brethren at 11.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? The first youth died on my block that was close to me, real close to me, was 11. And the next youth died again at 11, both died in the train tracks.
Okay.
You feel me? But then you got to look at social grooming, all that. That was the hip hop days when they were showing like the graffiti and them kind of things, and everyone got involved in that. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And without really looking at it like that, we was acknowledging and watching things we were seeing like on TV, and you get what I'm saying to you? There's a lot of psychological grooming that takes place. Do you get what I mean? And as a youth, because I try to look at things on a deeper perspective now, I'm older. You get me? But as a youth, man, I never really see it. I really see it as a cool thing, innit? And a cool thing to chill out with your friends. And you know, most of us never have much money still, so it's about trying to find that little change. You get where I'm coming from? And like I said, there was my stepfather I could ask to. I didn't like to talk to my mum about certain things, so I'm going to turn to my friends, innit? And if you're all with the same mindset, and no one's really thinking outside of the box that we can see, the peripheral that we see, then of course naturally we're going to gravitate to things that's not good for us, innit? So yeah, streets was what we was doing at the age of 11, still really hard. Like that's when I first got arrested.
And at this point, is your biological father playing any part?
My biological father left me when I was young, because my stepfather came in my life when I was about 4 or something. My sister's telling me, because I was too young to remember when he came in my life. But like 6, I said it was noticeable, his actions towards me. But when I was, my real father left and I was like, think about like 6 or so. So he was around when my stepfather first came in my life, by according to what my sister told me. But my real father cut, you get me? And he went to States. So that was that thing that angered me as well, because my father wasn't around, you get me? So that was the next little trigger that affects me. And yeah, not having him there really played an impact on my mind, because of course I want to see him in it. You feel me? And a lot of men don't realise how important it is to be there for your child.
I was going to say, in regards to, I guess, it's not always, I guess, in the black community happens, but it happens a lot in the black community. What do you think it is then that is the process that happens that men end up leaving their children or leaving their partners and abandoning their children? What is it, do you think?
You see, I won't fight against someone who leaves a partner, because no one knows the situation of the relationship, but I will say leaving your child is something, that's to me, something I can't look at. Being a father today, I can never turn my back on my children. You see, not just because of the traumas that I went through not having a father, but basically, knowing this is my seed in it. I asked the universe, I pray to the Most High, and the universe has blessed me with some children. How am I then turning back on what's not belong to me, because my children don't belong to me. When they get older, they move on, find partners. But for a period of time, they're in my life for a reason. Do you get me? So I've got to be a guide and a keeper to them. You get what I'm saying to you? So I feel like in our community, there's a lot of traumas that have been passed down, generational traumas, between fathers and sons. And for me, it's like breaking that cycle, innit? Like, I got to break the cycle in my life. You get what I'm saying to you? But there's a lot of generational traumas. There's fathers who grow up without their father being there. There's fathers who maybe grow up through abuse. There's fathers grow up. So I don't really like to judge nobody in our community, but I feel like there's a lot of things, there's a lot of unresolved issues in our community that people don't realise. And that the key to dealing with them traumas is to look at yourself. You get me? Like, look at yourself, because you can only overcome a trauma if you deal with the situation that's bothering you. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But a lot of us don't take time to look at ourselves, because we live in a very fast-growing society. Society's fast. Like, you always want to try to achieve this, always want to try to achieve that, always want to do this, always want to do that. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But when in society are you ever taught to look at yourself? Because all the years I done school, and I even went on to done university, I came out of prison. But when have I ever been taught in the education system to look into me, or to learn to love me, or to reflect on me, or to analyse me? That's not taught at all in the education system. How can we have a system that's supposed to be educational, but it doesn't tell you how to educate you? That's not educational at all to me, in my mind. But again, I'm not fighting against systematic, I'm not fighting against education. I'm just saying, the reality is, if something is educating me, it must allow me to be the best I can be. Or it's not education in my eyes. You get me? And that's, for me, it's like, I never learned that. And as I said, I don't try to judge our community. I try to tell the people, say, yo, boom. Because I've been through a lot. And as we go along, you'll understand my story is not normal. But it's the reality is, a lot of these parents a lot of these men who are leaving their youths, they've got their own traumas that they ain't dealt with. Mad unresolved traumas, and their children's born traumas. And let's even get deeper. I would say in my book, I talk about, right? I say my book that's wrote about my life. I say no child born ill-mannered, rude or disrespectful. That's not natural. Natural, I use the word natural. But in the system, we can be born with mad traumas, mad illness. In the sense that, imagine if you have a woman and you find a woman who's pregnant, right? She jumps, the baby jumps, yeah? So common sense, if you have a woman, you're arguing, you're cussing her, you're doing all these type of madness when she's pregnant, do you know how much trauma you're traumatizing your child before the child's even born? Do you get what I'm saying to you? So there's generational trauma, the generational curses that are written, me and my man like read the Bible and Quran in it. The generational traumas that are written down are mad, bro. Like, it's biblically written, and it's a factor we're living through. Do you get what I'm saying? So people have to bear in mind is, we have to break this curse ourselves, and only you as an individual can overcome you. Only you can master you in it. And this is what I've learned to do about myself. No one taught me this. I sat in the pen for a long time doing this for myself, you get me?
I mean, before we get to the pen as well, I mean, just go back to the arrest quickly. So you're arrested at 11 for robbery. What's the situation when you get home? When you're paying the
My mum was, she was upset. My mum was distorted that, in like, why am I doing all these kind of things, innit? Because I'm not talking. Imagine having a child and you're frustrated. Your child's never telling you, even from junior school, 8, you know, I'm fighting, I'm doing this dumb stuff. But you're not knowing why. I'm going out on the podium, I'm supposed to come home at a certain time, I don't come home and I get beaten for it. But then I'll go back and do the same thing tomorrow morning. But what, this child don't hear. You know, Caribbean parents, which mum's a hardcore Jamaican, Indian woman, she don't play. She's mixed in Jamaicans and Syrian, she don't play. You get me? But it's not registering, bro. Whatever you're doing, your beating's not registering. So it's not gonna work. So you're gonna beat me, but I'm gonna go and do the same thing next week because I'm gonna see my friends, or tomorrow, or whenever. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So God bless her. She tried with me, bro, but I was really stubborn.
Was you the older sibling? Or
no, I'm the youngest, second youngest, yeah. My biggest brother, not to talk about them, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, my biggest brother, those who don't know, you get what I'm saying to you. But my other brothers, some brothers were very good and some, you know, had their fair share of problems. But it's like, the reality is my brother tried as well, because when I was older, my brother tried, he beat me. I told about my autobiography, he beat me. Like, he tried to batter me. But again, you beating me to tell me to stop doing what I'm doing, how's that going to change me? I'm already frustrated and angry in myself, angry about my environment and what's going on around me. I'm not telling nobody because I don't know how to express my emotions, which is something, again, since we've never been taught to express our emotions. And yes, it's natural, because it's easy to talk to someone, it's easy, yeah, because it's easy. But if you've been already closed in yourself, you've become an introvert regarding to how you feel about situations, then it's hard to become an extrovert. It's hard to speak. It's hard to show that. You get what I'm saying to you? And that happens throughout society every day. You have young kids to adults who just don't talk their emotions, and you find out someone commits suicide. Not that that's my mentality, but someone will commit suicide, or they do something, or take drugs, because they've never talked the little problem that some people say, that's a little problem, I never say nothing. But that little problem may be a big problem for that person, and they can't talk. So again, it's not about not judging people, it's about understanding and seeing people where they're at. Because I think society we live by too many judges, and everybody's a judge, and nobody's innocent. Everyone's like a judge. Quick situation. Again, that's our problem in our community as well. We judge a lot. I mean, if I see you doing something wrong, I'm going to judge you, but not look at why you're doing what you're doing. You get me? We're just going to quick say, yeah, the man is wrong, or that woman's wrong. Why you take money from that child when that child's doing illegal stuff? You're a bad mother. But then why you say, you know what her problem is? Do you know what trauma she's going through? Do you know what financial issues she's going through? What problems she's going through? Who has she got to support? What's up? We don't know. What has she grown up seeing? What she got? There's mad traumas. Well, for me, instead of me judging somebody, I'll take time out and I want to know what's going on before I even, you get me? Then I can then help with a cleaner and a fresher perspective. You get me? But yeah, so from back to my perspective, is me not my fault. My brother's tried. He beat me, bro, when I was younger. But I just knew to myself. At this time I'm about 12. I used to run from home a lot. But I know to myself, somebody on road's getting it. Yeah. He beat me, but I know to myself, somebody on road's getting it for that. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And that was my mindset. Because I want you to understand why my mindset was like that. Because it sounds bad that somebody will hurt me, but I'm going to go out and hurt somebody else for no reason. But you got to understand that my brother, my stepfather, was a good manipulator. Yeah. So bear in mind, you're doing what you're doing to me, and I'm not talking my feelings. And this happens not just to me; it happens to a lot of kids. Go through situations. Now, I'm there now at school, junior school, and I'm doing the same thing you done to me. So you hit me, and then I want to talk about it. Or if I do say, "Mum," he'll be like, "Boy, I did this, I did that, I did this." I get blamed for it. Some things I did do, but majority of the time I didn't do it. I'm not gonna say everything I didn't. Everything I was always innocent. No. But the point is, then you did that behavior to me. So I kept that in school. I go in school and I hit a boy. I say, I didn't do this. I didn't do it. And teacher's like, forget it. Everyone go over it. I just got away with that. Now it becomes a pattern for me. So I became for me it's a nice pattern of doing things and getting away, But that only escalates as my mindset escalates in violence. So I became very good at doing things and getting away. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Yeah. So that technically is like have you heard of theory? They say a theory is only a theory until it becomes a fact. Yeah. That's me. Okay. I was abused, so I became an abuser. You get what I'm saying to you? So I would go out and do things, and that's why I said, when my brother hurt me, no problem, someone's getting it for that. Okay. Do you get me? And we just go on the road and we'll just do we'll do some mad stuff.
At a time, not to get into specific or any mad stuff, but like, was it part of a postcode rivalry at the time?
No. Northwest never had no postcode rivalry at the time, man. Northwest was like Kilburn. I'm from Ridgeford, Kilburn. And I was chilling with my brethren from Stonebridge and that me dog and them was running around. You get me? Before any crew name that, and we were just running around doing our thing, you get me? Before any name like kick-off and that, we was running around. And I was rolling around in Green, Church Road. There was no borderline between us. I mean, we were in Mozart, we was out, man, the Woody. There was no, you know what I'm saying? There was no borderline like that. Yeah. You had your beef with that man, you had a beef with that man. It was more, that's how things were before, innit? It wasn't really like, yes for you from that end. It's like, if I got beef with you, I got beef with you, innit? You get what I'm saying? Nowadays, people have their ends thing, innit? Like, if you got a problem with somebody, automatically all the ends you have a problem with. To me, I don't got time for that goofy stuff, bro. Like, it was always like, if I got beef with you, I got beef with you, innit? I'll come in your block and we'll see what time it is. You get what I'm saying to you? Man, if you want to get involved, that's their business. You get what I'm saying to you? But most times it was you and that person in a beef. You feel me? It wasn't like today where everyone's got their ends. It's an ends thing. It's not like that, bro. Like back in days, it wasn't like that. West had a different. There's a different thing in Northwest at them times. You get what I'm saying to you? It was different still.
So I mean, doing sort of my research on you, I saw that you spent 8 years in prison in Jamaica. But you told me off camera you went to prison in Jamaica twice.
Yeah. I was 15 the first time I went to Jamaica prison.
Okay, what was that?
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking. So, did you go on holiday? Or?
Nah. What it was after I was 11. Like I said, when I was 11, I was getting into trouble with the police regular, but I wasn't never really getting caught to that. You get me? I got arrested a couple of times, got a couple charges and them things. Certain things drop, ID parade, don't pick me out. You know, them kind of things that happen still. But it's like things escalated. Didn't it? I was booted at 4 high schools. Like my life escalated. I mean, I went John Kelly, Hampstead, Elstone, and Queen's Park. Beat out all of them for just madness, fightings, and all type of stuff. And then Mum said that you can't stay here. You get what I'm saying? She tried to send me to New York. When I was 14, that didn't work because my cousins were part of some cruise in New York, and she was like, nah, it's not for you. Back to the UK. She tried to send me to Jamaica. First time I was 15. In the first week, made the biggest drugs man in St. Anne's. One of the biggest drugs men in St. Anne's, mainly sunk kick off. And then I ended up bust his head still, and then I had to leave Jamaica. You get me? I had to leave Jamaica, not because of just my mum said that, you get me, come back because you're not settling down. But when I came to England, I got myself in problems again. So when I look at the stress I put my mum through, the financial stress as well, a lot of you don't realise when you're doing the things you're doing, you put your family and your family and your loved ones on the mass stresses as well. Because being my mum sent me to Jamaica 3 times in 1 year. 3 times in 1 year, bro. But that's a lot of financial stress I placed on her. But I couldn't get my act together because my mind to where I was at the same time. So though you took me out of the environment, if you don't change my mindset, it doesn't make much sense.
I'm gonna touch on that quickly because it's like, when do you think that switch happens then? Because it's like when we get older, we realise that dumb and silly things we're doing. Is it just being young and naive and not understanding life?
Nah, bro, because I got a brother that's never been through trouble. Yeah. I got brothers that's you know what I'm saying? I got brothers that's never ever seen jail, bro. Never seen jail. He's only 5 years older than me. Like, God bless him, he's an amazing dude. Lives abroad now, living his thing. He's living good. He's never seen a jail, bro. He don't see cell. But yet everyone in the block loved him for him. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But he learned to love himself. I mean, you know what? Because he had his own little issues going on, he took to being humble and just not deal with certain things. He had his own little problem. Not issues like psychological issues, more like health issues. Yeah. So he wasn't involved in certain things. And he just took that straight path and just went. And I got people on my block that just took that straight path. It just depends on what you go through, innit, and how you handle your traumas, innit? And it's about it's about people who talk to you, who reached out to you, who do you reach out to. I just wasn't a person that reached out to nobody. Do you get what I'm saying to you? I wasn't that type of guy. I was the type of guy who learned to stand by my own. And I just held my own in. Like as a youth, I just was very closed. Yeah. Do you get me? I was very close up until recent. You get, to be honest, I was a very close guy. You get what I'm saying to you? I would pre things to myself and
so how long was that first sort of stint in Jamaica?
The first stint in Jamaica when I was 15, that was only a couple of weeks there because my mum flew down. You know, bless her, she flew down again. I put that stress on her. She flew down. She come to Jamaica, took me, paid. She had connects. My mum was very connected. Yeah. You get me? She know a lot of people still. And I came out, and then I came back to UK to face a charge. And the thing about it, I was actually coming to England back. When she sent for me the last time, I was actually coming back because I ran, because she risked her freedom and sent me to Jamaica in it on the third time. And the second time, the third time, she was going, like, had a robbery charge, and she said, just go, just go in it. And of course, she'd tell the court, and whatever happens, of course, that would have been, they would have said that you sent your child away and you skipped bail. And she risked her freedom for me, so I could never say mum would ever love me. She'd love me, unconditional. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And some people say, if a child doesn't cry, let him do time. But my mother, again, had her own traumas. Which mum wants to see their own child locked up? Do you get me? And she was going through her own problems. So she's like, yo, go. So I cut to Jamaica. And then, but the lawyer said, I'll bust the case. Because there was enough evidence on me. He said, come back, don't make him live like that. So I came back, but intentionally, I said, let me bring back some weed, innit? She get me? Because I want to make her money. So I don't want to go back to England, work. So I try to bring back some weed, and I got by at the airport, Kingston Airport, and then they locked me up, and I was in Central. They took me upstairs in what they call hell. Oh, heaven, because upstairs in Central was heaven and hell. Central lock up in Central Kingston, see it. And then, then I watched some man them spin propeller still. You know what propeller is? Propeller is like, because Jamaica sounds are very hot. So them like Jamaica prison not like over here. That's actually a jailhouse, not actually a prison, but Jamaica jail is not like really over here still. The violence and everything in Jamaica jails. You know, I know you got violence over here, but Jamaica jail violence can be very very crazy still. You know?
Did they put you in a juvenile jail or you in an adult?
No, it's a big adult prison, but you have a juvenile cell. You have a cell that was a juvenile, but the juvenile cell was run by you named Bussett from South, and he took me in still because we were at court together. So you kind of lied and said we're a family. You get me? But we weren't family still. So when I went back, Matix used to run the cell. Should I say Matix? You know, Matix from East used to run the cell, but Bussett said, "Yo, me and him was family in it." And then so when I'm in the jail, when I'm in the cell, no one really dissed me because Bussett, you get me? And Matix kind of respect Bussett still. Cause I told him I was like from that side of Kingston, because he come from South side, the other one come from Outer East. And that time there's still, I'm watching man spin propeller in the cell, like, you know, so you take off your t-shirt and you have to fan everybody, you get me? Like with this, and keep the whole cell cool.
Okay, so that's your job?
My job? Nah,
no,
man.
I mean, that was someone's job. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you can't do it, blood. If you don't do it, you get stabbed up on them thing, innit? Yeah, Jamaica journals is not a play thing.
So you kind of need to be quite strong, because to do that for a long time.
Yeah, I don't even strong, blood. You can be skinny, small, tall, whatever. If you had to eat that, you have to do it.
Yeah, and it's rotation.
Yeah, you have to rotate around the people, then, blood, and find if you man.
And if you're tired, someone else take over?
No, you got to do that, bro. What tired? What do you mean tired, man? There's no tiredness, man. You better work, and you're going to get beaten. The Jamaican jails can be cruel, because you know they do it for entertainment and it's fun, innit? So there's violations, man step on man's face. There's weird things, man. People go for mad violations.
I was actually meant to be in Jamaica right now.
I was trying to go to myself
yesterday,
still.
But long story.
The jail was mad, bro. Jamaica jail was mad. At that time I was 15, so that's first experience of like real jail, because I was lucky. I never went to prison over here in England, but man got police station, but nothing in it. But when you go to Jamaica police station, I was in Central, I was like, blows and skirt, like, this is madness, you get me? So man, that was my first real experience of like what it would be like in a prison environment, you get me?
Did you ever go to prison in the UK?
Nah.
Never been?
Nah, because from I was 15, remember I was wired from 8, bro, to 11, well, to wait till 11 high school, then, because I said high school, everything really escalated mad. Then I'm 15, mom sent me to Jamaica 3 times in 1 year. 16, she sent me back to Jamaica and said, you have to go, because that time, when I was 15, the police came and kick off my door in it for armed robbery. They said actually a proper armed robbery, a shop. Because they said we had, it was wild at the time. They said that I did this armed robbery, but I didn't do it, bro. And my alibi was the police. Imagine, because I'm on the ID parade in Brixton. The same day they said the robbery took place. So my alibi was the police. Mom said, gone, you're out. You can't stay here, because I was getting harassed by the police. If I walked, the police would call my name, and you get what I'm saying to you? They were saying we were on stuff, because that's what they were saying. Like me and my friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of like robberies and stabbings and and you get me? But that's what they say. You know what I'm saying to you?
So I mean, you're going back again. So when did you come back to the UK?
So I came to UK, I was 16, didn't come back till I was 19. Because I had to run left Jamaica. You had to run leave Jamaica technically still.
You had to leave Jamaica again?
Yeah, I had to run leave Jamaica at 19. I spent 3 years in Jamaica, 16 to 19. I ran left Jamaica because some people had a lot of problems, and I end up
I mean, don't say anything that's
No, that's what I said. That's why you see me chopping. I'm not going into details, blood. My past are past. I'm not glamorizing it. I just want you to understand that the traumas that we go through as a people, half the things that we do, we're traumatized people. But 16, like I make it very clear, I told my autobiography, at the age of 19, when I came back here, I had police threatened to kill me in Jamaica still. You get me? Because I had a problem, altercation on one of the police saying Pepsi, kind of Pepsi killer. You get me? He said kill people and throw Pepsi on them. He told me they were going to shoot me. And I said, all right, whatever. And then I ended up beefing with a man who saved my life. The same drugs man who I busted his head with a buckle when I first came to Jamaica. I ended up having the man who saved my life that day on the beach. So it's funny. He saved my life on the beach, one coolie guy, one bad man from Mount St. Mary. He saved my life, and then I ended up cutting him up. You get me? And towards like my third, just before I was coming back to England, but no one else coming to England. You get me? Because I had so much problems. Mum said, "You bring you back to England." You get me? Like, you can't stay in Jamaica, car. They will kill you out there. So you have to come back to England. So me and this guy kick off in it, and it's kind of effed up to say I managed to save my life. I ended up cutting him up, but we went through a little situation where we were all just drunk in it, and I had a couple of friends from I had a brethren from Jews, and I went next to a brethren from Jungle with me, and we just had a little. He never know them, but he knew me, and Chew, he kind of we were drunk, and everyone's high. He come to me, talking to me, and time I smoke and drink, I don't do it no more. You get me? But he came to me and was just saying all the wrong things in front of my friends, and my friends don't know him, innit? And they're not gonna take that. One of my friends is kind of, you get me? He's a really serious out of Jews, and you get me? So he just lost it, and I saw the plot and the play that was gonna happen, and I just took his knife from a minute because I know what he wanted to do. Because in Jamaica, in time, nothing man will open the knives. Like in Jamaica, your ratchet knife, you know ratchets. Well, we as most town youths still, and most like gangsters, we don't really. We have our ratchet always sharp in it, super sharp. But you see the bottom of the ratchet, see the bottom of the part of the ratchet where the blade goes in. That part we always lock it. We always cut that part off. And say ratchet, your blade ends here. That bottom part where the ratchet goes in, we cut it to here. So the bottom of a knife is always out. So we can butt people with it. You get me? So we don't really, so our ratchet's there, so we can still peel it, and you get me? But this part is always out. So we don't have to peel it for that. We can just, you get me? So yeah, so True, one of them had the butt like that, the other one back, he's thing in it. But with garlic are nice. As a youth girl, that's a Jamaica thing. We like to garlic the knife then. Because it go in easy and it make the blood run more. So yeah, I just took my brethren's ratchet still, and yeah, I just cut him still because my brethren was gonna kill him, put that way. So I just cut him just you don't know, I feel just make him relax himself, because he wouldn't relax otherwise. It sounds evil and corrupted that I hurt somebody who saved my life, because he literally saved my life. But if he didn't do what he done, the day when the youth then bucked me, because said I busted head, they bucked me again. You understand? At beach one time. And if he didn't save my life and step up for me, that day I would have dead. But
you're kind of saying that you saved his life that night as well by giving him a little bit of a cut, and then it stopped the others from doing more.
Yeah, because they want to kill him.
Did he see it that way?
Well, after that, yeah, because he did. He didn't charge me or nothing. He didn't charge me because people was begging him, charge you, because enough people didn't like me down there. Charge you, because it's like, you're foreigner, you think you're bad, my and you hear me say that, charge you. But he's like, nah, like he loved me. He said to me, no, wait. But he told me, he said, listen, you need to leave this place because the people don't really like you. Because even some man are friend me, but never like me. But again, that's why I said the difference between love and fear. Like nowadays, I want people love me than fear me. You get me? Because fear and love is two different things. Like people think people respect you, but sometimes they fear you. I don't want fear, because fear is not a good thing. You want people to love you, genuinely love you for the character and the person you are. You get me? So me, that's why I changed my whole persona and how I look at life and how I deal with things. Because I had a lot of time to analyze my life in prison. You get me? But it's like growing up. When I came back at 19, I spent 19, 20. My mom died on me still. So I spent 19. I left at 22. Because again, my name got called on something. That time I was trying to rust and change my life, because I used to pirate Cape Town Monday back in the days. Because when Cape Town Copper and came to England in 1990, man, they were pirating still, you get me? I used to go shows with them, and my brethren, this time a big man from West London brought them over. But trying to know them, we was pirating, and you get me? So every time I went back to Jamaica, I was flicking with, Link Cape Town one time, but I was more flicking Little Mickey them. If you remember Little Mickey and Daddy Mickey.
Oh, no.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good big artists back in the days still. And then, so it's like, I kind of turned my life around. I kind of turned my life when I came back 19. Well, I got back in the streets for a bit still, to be honest. I got in the streets for a bit. Because mum died, I got angry. Kind of like, you get me? And then went back to the streets. Because again, I didn't really talk much about how I felt. So I went back to the streets kind of, put it away. I got involved in things that I should not got involved with still. And done, you know what I mean? Since I got myself in quite a bit of trouble. And then, I had to leave here still. But after a while, for a while, I tried to locks and focus on Rasta Fate to try to better myself, you get me? So around 20, so 21, I tried to look at the Rasta Fate and just become a better person in myself. But you don't know, so sometimes certain things don't leave you, innit? Certain troubles don't leave you. So that's what happened. And plus, it won't leave me because my injury wasn't wrong, my injury was still wrong. Even though I was on the Rasta thing, if I'm still walking with a bit of a negative energy or carrying negative emotions or negative feelings, sometimes you have to let go of certain things completely, like let go, just to get to change your life, really, you get me? But I didn't, so I kind of held on certain things, and because of that, situations reached me and I got myself in an altercation or something with somebody. You see me, and and plus at the same time I was doing music, my son was in Jamaica, I had to cut because, to be honest, 97, before I went to Jamaica, 98, where I got arrested, cause came back in 94, I was 19, 94. To give you timelines, 94 I came back, I was 19. 97 I went to Jamaica, so I was on the road for 4 years, correct. 97 I went to Jamaica with my brethren, but we had some business, you get me? You don't know, like, I had a little altercation with some people. And you know that thing, go, if you're Jamaican and you think you can go Jamaica, we go Jamaica too, innit? You get me? So I went down there and spent a little week and a bit down there, enjoyed myself a bit with some family members, took care of business as well, came back to the UK. And then that time I said, yeah, I got to lock myself up in it. Like, I want to step away from everybody and everything, and the best way to be was the Rasta thing. But then looking at the root of what I did, don't get me wrong, I love Rasta faith, but the reality behind what I did, still I wanted to, it wasn't just I want to be in the Rasta thing. I liked it, but it's more like, I want to step away from the streets, innit? But that's not the reason to step away from the streets. Got to step away from the streets. When a man step away from the streets, I would say you need to step away from the streets because you want to do it from the bottom of your heart, not just because you're trying to find a way out. Like, you get what I'm saying to you? And that was my downfall. So me, as I went to the Rasta thing, it kind of worked for me still because I was doing some positive thing with it as well. Because I went to South Africa as well and got kidnapped.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I got kidnapped in South Africa. Yeah, I got kidnapped in South Africa because a mad thing. I was involved in some Rastas over here, and I went to Africa, South Africa. They had a big event at a place called Stonebridge Complex. Yeah. And there's some Rasta named Bongo Time and his son Scooby. And then I met some South African Rastas with them. And the Rastas invited me to South Africa, but then when I went to South Africa, me and some people in South Africa had a little disagreement, you get me? Yeah, and the people took me somewhere. But the way it was I got kidnapped, but then the way it wasn't kidnapped, I voluntarily went with them. Yeah. But when I wanted to leave, they wouldn't let me leave. Okay. Does that make sense? So technically, it was a hold you there, because you can't move, because I don't know where I'm going, I'm lost, and I'm in a mountain, like a mountain, man don't know, it's not a walking down place. You can't walk somewhere, and I'm weird, I don't know where I was. It was a mad thing, blood. I've been through experiences that some people would never believe.
I'm gonna say, but it seems as if either you're not learning, or you're the perpetrator, or the architect of your own sort of demise, because you're going, everywhere you're going, destruction's happening.
That's right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying to you, bro. That's what I talk about in my book. Because, and that's what I said about change your energy. Until you change your energy, you see when people can say they'll turn their life around, but if you don't change your energy, nothing ain't gonna change for you, bro. You get me? Even if you try to do something positive, destruction will reach you. That's the point of life. Life's about mastering you. Life's about mastering self. Learn to master things that, again, we've never been taught in society. It's about coming to the grips of who you are, what you are, your purpose in life. Knowing yourself and finding yourself. But I didn't understand none of this, bro. So everything I'm doing, like I built a thing where, if you go to a house and ask anybody about my Rasta business back in the days, any old school man in their 35s, 40s, they say, yo, Tata, that's what they call me. Man, my t-shirt thing, I started with t-shirts to into bodysuits. Everyone's wearing my Rasta things. But it was a positive thing I was doing, bro. But my mindset wasn't, I was always lagging onto something.
Did you have the dreads and everything as well?
Yeah, locks, everything, blood. Locks, I do nice, nothing, blood. My acting never dies. But I wasn't, my mindset was still positive. I was conscious, but I was doing music as well in time. I had a rap named MCD. The MC, one of the biggest rappers back in the UK in time. I had tunes with my cousin Sparky Rugged, well-known reggae artist. I had beer tunes, but I wasn't serious. I went to Jamaica, Red Row, Luca Chris them, they know Luca Chris, he's a part of Mad Cobra them. Yeah. The mother said to me, yo, do the music thing. I was part of them, but I wasn't taking everything mentally serious. Because I was still holding to certain little things in my mind about streets. Until, you see, if a man don't let go of certain things, bro, you cannot, it's like dabbling in, you get me, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yeah. Dabbling thing, it don't work, blood. If you have a serving God, a serving devil.
So what led to the 8 years in prison then?
The 8 years in prison, again, that's the next thing, something I never fully let go. So I'm in Jamaica now, 98. After 97, go on medical idiotness in Jamaica, come back to England. 98, I went down there. But this time I went to go get my son's passport, you get me? And to do music as well. Oh, because my first son was born in Jamaica, innit? I never have my name on his birth certificate. Yeah. When he was born in 94, I was in UK, because my mum sent back to UK, innit, when my baby was pregnant. Yeah. So, I'm going to Jamaica to sort that situation out. But then at the same time, me and I had own little problems going on still, because when I went down 97, like I don't want to spoil it all because it's in my book. People can find out the full length of the story. 97, I kind of linked with a girl from Tivoli.
Yeah.
You get me? And my cousin was at Tivoli and boom, bam, boom. So I linked to a girl in Tivoli. So I promised my baby mother something. You understand? But then I violated my baby mother in England as well because I'm messing around. You get me? So it's again, it's the energy you're creating, the negative and the lies and all the confusion you're creating on people's lives, isn't it? Because that day, being honest, you're messing people's lives around when you're promising things. Remember, when you're saying things, the most I know is everything you're saying and doing, innit? You get what I'm saying to you? As a real man, I've got to take responsibility for my actions. So, my baby mom was vexing me. So, there's altercation, not physical altercation, but mental altercation. We had a verbal words on the phone when I got to England, 97, we argued. So, when I go 98 for my son, well, to get my son's passport, she wasn't around and she didn't come around for a hot minute. So I'm down in the area where I don't want to be. Because I remember, bear in mind, I cut the guy up down this area in St. Anne's. I used to bring a town friend in St. Anne's regular. I've got a reputation, my power is certain man in St. Anne's who were just dogs, like dangerous little youths. So my whole thing was all negative. So in fact, I went to St. Anne's one time in a car, and my brother from Brixton, he's in Brixton, he's in Brixton now. He lives over here now still. He saved me, he saved my life. Him and a youth then called Jumbo, which is, I don't know if you know the artist Turbulence. A reggae artist in Turbulence, he's Turbulence ex-manager, Jumbo. Jumbo saved me, him and Jumbo, because they pulled me. I'm in a car, you know, and I'm drunk and high car. It's a lot of ganja. You understand? That's how I don't smoke, I don't none of that stuff. And then the car crashes, and when we go into Old, we go into Priory, the car crashes and spins over. I got no seatbelt on, brother. I'm high and I don't know what the hell's going on. That man, they hold me. My head busted glass. That's all they're telling me. And the car spin over and flips. Now they hold me and the car windows smash. See, but they're telling me, because this is what they're telling me. I don't know nothing. No? Like I said, I don't remember nothing. This is what they're telling me. All I know is after the car flip over, we all get out of the car and I'm cussing about St. Anne's. Coming back at home, we left the rental there and I cut. See, but every time I go to St. Anne's, problems. So I didn't want to go down St. Anne's anyway, number one. But when I go in 98, like I said, I went to get my son's passport sorted out. My baby's not there because of certain vibes, I don't know. She has her reasons, which she knows that I know. I don't go into depth. Now I'm not going to go into depth in my book. And then, but it is to do with me promising her that I will spend time with her and I didn't do it. Because again, like I said, I ran off with that next chick. And you get me, when I had my wife at home in England anyway, so I messed up from the beginning. You get what I'm saying to you? I messed up from the beginning. So I'm there, what's the name? And it's like, the youths and down centers are saying, one bagger, just talking foolishness to me, because they know I'm liking it. I always walk my knife, everyone knows that. You get me? You know what I'm saying to you? But I didn't walk my knife for them, because I'm trying to portray Rastafari now, innit? But I got a kitchen knife on me still, because I didn't always walk my ratchet, because my ratchet used to broken at people sometimes. You know, ratchet, if you hit the right joint, it can broken a man still, because your ratchet can be kind of flimsy if you flick it too much. You get me? So I'm working with a kitchen knife. You get what I'm saying to you? And I have my kitchen knife with me in a cardboard, like a cardboard box. You use a box to make a sheath. Use brown sellotape. To sheath it, to hold it in it. So I got my big kitchen knife and that. So I'm down there and just chatting with the man them, and altercation happens, man's talking certain things, and you get me? It one thing led to another and someone lost their life. You get what I'm saying to you? I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it like I'm gonna boast about it, because I don't like to boast about any of the violence of things I've done in the past. You get me? Or anything I've contributed in whichever way, God forgive me. But that's where mine was at then. That's not me today. You get me? So at that point, the youth lost his life. I walked away and I got away. I literally left the scene, everything. And I came back to the scene. You get me? I came back to the scene. But it's like, aside from God, I've been through too much and done too much in my life, but I need that time to relax in it. Because I had never known myself to go back to the scene. This ain't no movie. You get me? It ain't a movie where you see people go and come back and play foolishness. When man left, man cut, and man good. You get me? But I came back. And then that's
why?
I left my passport, but I could have left the country. No, I didn't need my passport to leave. I've done it before. I've left for other countries without a passport. You get me? Not to promote illegal activities, but anybody who has common sense knows that if you're a foreigner, if you're from Britain and you get caught in another country, you lose your passport, all you have to do is go to the British High Commission, ask them for a letter a letter of residency, and then you fly with that.
Yeah.
I could have done that, but I didn't. That's actually how I left prison as well. I didn't do it. I decided to go back for my passport. So when I went back, the crowd the people weren't saying nothing to me. They was like, everyone was just like, you know, they took the guy to the hospital, which he was already from the spot, God forgive, he was dead from the spot anyway. And then I was just down there, just took out my passport. I'm standing up there, just looking at everybody like this, like literally just looking at everybody. I literally stood there looking at everybody like I'm looking at you. Like, I can't tell you exactly what's going through my mind, but God knows best. You get me? And it's only when the police come, and then that's what, and that's when I decided to run, because I already had my encounters with police in Jamaica already, where me and police kick off in Jamaica, where I have a plate in my face today. You get me? I got a plate right in my face, because altercation where I got butt in my face already by police. I know what it's like to be in altercation with Jamaican police. You get me? I've had to run from them quite a few times. But it's like, with that situation, my mind just said run. When I ran, it was too late in it. So police started busting up a shot after me. And then I ran to somebody's house, and you know, police caught me there and tied me up and handcuffed me. When I come out, then the people beat me. You get me? Took me station, and it's like I thought, and then I asked myself, why did I come back? And I can question myself all the time, why did I come back? But throughout the 4 months I did in running sentence and running my jail time, I know I couldn't work out why I came back to the scene, bro.
So what would you charge with?
No, the jail. When I was in jail, I was on remand for 3 years. Yeah. But I was in jail in St. Anne's from different stations, up and down different stations, from Runaway Bay Station to Brownstone to Ochi, different stations, St. Anne's Bay Station. Being different stations, I was going for about 4 months or so before because I did a whole circuit down there, before they sent me to court to run the rest of my remand, because as far as I see it, like, I was not going to plead guilty for a murder, because I knew it wasn't a murder, because there's them against me. Yeah. You get me? And then it was a mad one, and I was sat by the police twice when I was in jail to try to kill me. That's how I got cut in my chest, and I got a big stab in my back. Yeah. Because the police set me up in jail to kill me, because certain police, like I said, never liked me. You get me? And then
so while you was in jail, people set up on you in jail?
Yeah, police, I'm not the first man to be set by police. I've got friends that have been killed in police stations by police. It's not a hidden secret. Police can kill you in that blood. As small as Jamaica is, they can lose in the system. You get me? They set me up in jail, cut me in my chest. I got cut in my chest by some idiot fool, but he wasn't serious, you get me? He wasn't serious. He was more threatened of me, so he never really escalate, because he could have killed me proper.
How did that come about? Was you in an exercise jail?
No, jail. I'm in jail. I'm in a station. Jail in Jamaica we call jail station.
Okay.
And in prison is prison. You get me? So when I say jail, you talk about police station. But police station, like, 5, 6 people are selling it, 3 people are selling it.
Oh, so you're all in the cell together? Okay.
Yeah, remember in Jamaica cell, you don't have no toilet or nothing.
Yeah.
Got everyone pee in a bucket. Okay. There's no toilet, so you can't pee. You pee in a bucket, and you shower everything outside, innit? And so technically, we're in the cell, innit? But so arguments happen between me and other people. But then the three of them beefing with me. But they weren't serious, but there was no conviction, the desire to kill me, you get me? So the youth was half scared. So we fight, and that gets stopped. The other one stabbed my back a different time, shoot my back. Like, it's just some coward thing, you get me? But I shouldn't say coward, because in reality, in war, there is no rules. You get what I'm saying to you? To be realistic, we'd love for you to realize that. We'd love for you on the streets to realize that war, there is no rules. You get me? The art of war, there is no rule. So I shouldn't say coward. I got to be realistic to the reality of my mindset where I'm at today. And it was just, that was their way of trying to tempt my life. You get me?
Ultimately, then, you said you've done 3 years of remand, and then what was the extra 5 years for then?
Because 3 years of remand, I got sentenced in 2001, I think I was sentenced in 2001. And 2001. And then I was spent 4 months in jail, and then I went to Spanish Town prison. And they took me to a man block, which is back of Spanish Town prison. Most foreigners get hold in South Block. And 1 or 2 might get hold in NC, but majority get hold in South Block, but they put me right at the back with all the yardies, expecting for me to get killed again, but it never worked. You get me? I just fight a lot though. I was fighting regular in Jamaica prison. That's how I got cuts on my fingers. I was fighting that. But then after a while, I won a lot of respect in the jail. You get me? I was going through bare suffering as well because I had nothing to give no one. Because all my stuff, the police and stole my things in jailhouse, innit? So I had one suit, a red FUBU top and a red FUBU pants to last me for like about 4 or 5 months, bro.
So you had to wear that same top every day?
Yeah, bro. I had that and a one t-shirt, and I had two. I came in there with a ballet, a Nike Air Max and a ballet. Nike, I can't forget the 98s, Nikes, back in them days, and a ballet. See, because I said, yeah, man, I love the ballet thing. I said, I want to ballet them. And it's like some bad man prisoner cut my Nike Air Max, busted ear bubble. I cut the front of my sneakers. So my sneakers are talking, you get me? So I'm going through struggles, bro. Like, it's not even a joke. It's a joke that I can laugh at, but when I was that time, blood, I had to done something.
But what was the actual charge? What did they say?
My charge was, I was arrested for murder, innit?
Yeah.
Arrested for murder. You dead, innit? Arrested for murder. But then I held out for 3 years, and then I got done for manslaughter.
Okay.
So I got 15 years in it.
Okay.
So that's why.
And is the sentence the same where you do half?
Nah, because no, remember, I'm British.
Okay.
And Jamaica was on the British judicial system. Enough people in Jamaica, blood. Let me tell you about Jamaica crooked. Enough you, there's kangaroo system. Enough you will run a 2-year remand, and then they get sentenced 5 years. I have to do the 5 years.
Okay, wow.
But in my thing, I was like, blood, I'm British. And number one, you don't can't act like you're going to do me on the Jamaica kangaroo system. I won't be done on the British judicial system because I'm British and you lot are still on the British judicial system. Yeah. So they had to date. So I was very smart in my team, blood. Because if I followed my lawyer, my kangaroo lawyer, blood, I would have been done for murder. Because he told me from the beginning, do murder, plea crazy, because you got a record of yourself and problems in Jamaica, plea crazy, and then we will hopefully get you compassionate leave for murder. I said, man, you crazy. Like, I'm not pleading murder, and if your compassionate leave don't work, but you go to Governor Ledge and try to get compassionate leave for me. If you don't get my compassionate leave don't work, I'm gonna be doing 25 lives minimum in Jamaica prison. No, blood, Jamaica prison. There's no toilet in cell. There's not like shitting outside. You shit outside, bro. Like, there's no toilet in your cell. The food is disgusting, and you sleep on the floor. Who's doing 25 years there, bro?
And it's with you're mixing with other people as well.
Bro, the side of a toilet, the side of a cell in Jamaica prison, in the prison itself. Now I'm talking about prison. It's true. Because remember, there's 4 months in jail. Jail's like big, like a room about this size, maybe this size, half of this size, and it's got like 7, 8 inmates in it. But a prison is like the size of a toilet, literally a toilet, bro. Where one man sleeps this way, the door's there, one man sleeps this way, next man sleeps that way, and one man, if you're tall enough and you get put in the back, I feel sorry for you. Because it's liquid, blood, it's like a toilet, it's about this wide. You have to bend like this and hitch up. Bro, man, that's how you live, and there's 3 of you, then you got a man in a hammock, and next man in a hammock. Sometimes 5 people in a cell.
The hammocks in there as well. But
yeah, that's how the cell is, bro. So, and then you got chink in your cell as well. Like these little blood-sucking insects. Depends if your cell's nasty, you might have chink in it. You understand? Because I never know about chink until I was in prison. Got things, I'm feeding everyone feeling some bite. I don't know, what's that? My skin will come in some bulb. I didn't know what was going on in blood until one day, I feel like, I don't know, I smell, I sting like, I feel right by me though, what, you get me? The blood I smell it's blood in it, some raw blood, but the chinks, they bite everybody in it.
Okay.
So it's a nasty little bloodsucker's blood.
So, I mean, eventually you done your time, and then did they deport you back here straight away?
I done my time and I could have stayed, but I told myself, no, I'm not going to stay, because I done my time. I did 2 years in Spanish Town before I was about 2 more years in Spanish Town. Then I did 4 months in jail, about 2 years in Spanish Town, 2.5 years in Spanish Town. Then I got sentenced, and then they sent me to GP, General Penitentiary. Then I did time in General Penitentiary. Then after that, when the warder got shot, because a warder got shot in prison and an inmate got shot. 2 inmates got killed and a warder got killed. Then they moved us all from General Penitentiary, well, certain of us from General Penitentiary to Horizon. I did a month or so on Horizon, and then they moved me back to Spanish Town. But this time they put me in Salt Block, where the foreigner should go. You get me? And I spent about a few months on Salt Block. Then I went to Tambourine Farm and spent 6 months. But Jamaica prison, I played.
And they came back to the UK?
Came back to the UK, yeah.
So
2006.
So 2006, that's what, 14 years ago. So since then, they're just like, you know what, transitioning,
change. Yeah. From that came out, I ain't done nothing in the streets, bro. Nothing at all.
And what was the vision behind the book?
The vision behind the book is to let people understand, like, because a lot of people see me today and see me as my documentary filmmaking, because I make documentaries here, Palestine, Jordan, Morocco, Egypt. I do enough youth work, and you get me, like, people know me from my other book, I'm a Gun. You get what I'm saying? Which I made into a documentary and I turned into an animated movie soon release. So people see this, like, there's positive me in it, but they don't know where I'm coming from. Same with the book is to address to the people to not just to know where I'm coming from, but also to understand the unresolved traumas that we have as a people. Generally, as a people, we have a lot of unresolved traumas. You get me? And for me, the biggest thing is to try to show people that when we can address our own traumas ourselves and look at ourselves and like go into our lives, then we could make a difference. Not just to ourselves, but for others. You get me? A real difference. And that's like, since I come on road, I've never done streets, but I went to college, at university, I got a degree in medicine. And I was doing personal training and working with a lot of different athletes at one time, but I kind of still do once in a while, but I don't really focus on that more. I'm more focused on working with young people. And
I see like with the documentaries, it's sort of like educational and sort of history and culture based around Africa. What was the thinking behind that? Is that because the learning you done when you became a Rasta at that time?
Nah, you know what? I grew up as a youth growing up in England. My mum, from when young, when I grew up, my mum's name is Juanita Bathsheba Shamuel. Yeah. I'm an Israelite from birth. My mum grew up knowing that I was an Israelite. Yeah. But when you're young, you don't hear my granddad used to use the word black Jew, my mum used to say we were black Jews. But growing up, that don't mean nothing to me. But I'm surrounded by people who say they're Christian, Muslim and Jew. And especially Rastafarian, that's because you don't know 80s, most man are Rasta, innit? That's the thing, innit? Yeah. So for me, Rasta is a form of Israelite still, but it's just that's another story. But I didn't really grow up hearing no one say they're black Jews. So for me, that's not something I was proud to talk about. But when I was in prison and I had time to read, innit? Because in prison I had a small library in prison, but I read every book. Like, you get me? Because it's just nothing to do. So that helped me my dyslexic as well by reading a lot in prison. But then I decided to read the Bible. And then when I read the Bible in prison, my name went from being, because everyone knows me as my street name, innit? Because I had different street names in Jamaica. I was a kind of, like I said, I was a very strategic guy. Because I based everything upon my stepfather. I was strategic in what I did. So I had nicknames for this area, nicknames for that area. Even over England, I had nicknames for here, nicknames for there. And people would be saying, oh, that man's there, but no, it's the same person. You get me? I was that type of guy. See? And but it's like with my mindset that I have, I wanted to show people that I can be like, for me, sorry to change, but I want people to understand like the powers of we can be as ourselves as a people, like who we are. Because I think a lot of us don't really understand who we are as a person. You know, because I know myself as an Israelite, but I mean, just we as a people don't really take a lot of time to reflect on who we are as individuals. We're too busy looking externally for all our strengths and our power and our glory instead of looking internal. You get me? And that's why I do. That's one reason why I do my documentary, not just to promote my history and culture as an Israelite, but just to let people know, like who we are as a people, like that we have a history and we have a culture, and we have an understanding of where we're coming from. Because a lot of us have never really been taught our true history anyway. I've never been taught much about history, and we like. Even with that as well, I'm trying not to hold on to certain constructs. I was young guys to hold on to construct of just saying I'm black, but black doesn't identify nothing or a place or really a tribe or in that sense. Does that make sense to you? What I'm saying to you? I like to identify myself through history and culture and my history and culture. You get me? So because like there's a lot of constructs, bro, where my thing's a bit different. Like I'm about educating everybody, but at the same time, it's about knowing yourself, really who you are. You feel
in regards to your website, you know, say where it is so people can find it.
Yeah, website Stephen Graham Projects. My website Stephen Graham Projects. That's how you can find my books, my documentary, my new book that's talking about my life, Incarcerated. I encourage you to get it. It's a powerful book.
And what we got next coming up now?
Next, I've got my documentary. I've got a couple of documentaries coming out on Rep.TV.
Big up Shaka.
Yeah, come on, Shaka. Shaka, I love my brother still. You get me? I got some documentaries, some new documentaries coming soon. I got some documentaries on my travels to Chicago, because even with all my records and that, I was blessed to go to Chicago still. Okay. And I interviewed the congressman of Chicago. Okay. You get me? I interviewed him on my YouTube channel, and I did a little work out there with the different gangs as well, because I know certain people. So I was working with. I did a documentary where my second part of the three-part series documentary. Part 2's got a lot of like King Vel, that's DMC, and I got 300 Summer Storm, Dirk's crew in there, 300 and and some real top guys still. My big Mo, my big brother, you get what I'm saying? Mo, my family, you get me? He's a Mo still. Peace Stone, and I was linking with different people from different places. You get me? BDs, GDs, Vice Lords. I was just talking about, just chopping up about life and changing, and because a lot of youths in Chicago, they want to make that change, and they even said to me like, why y'all trying to jump into this road thing? And like they're talking about these over here. Yeah. You get what I'm saying to you, when they're trying to run out of it. It's like a lot of people don't realize that some of them are stuck in the construct that they've built for them. But what you see happening in UK, the same thing was going on. Is it happening in UK now? Yeah. That was going on in Chicago before, bro. Yeah. So we're actually following a transition of a systematic construct that was passed on to them, and then we jump on it like it's a fun thing. You get me? Like it's not what it's supposed to be, bro. So man, just trying to educate you at the minute, like say, allow that. You get me saying to you, like, and deal with your own traumas, innit? You feel me? And
that was an interesting story. Like I said, I didn't know too much about you, but that made for a fascinating interview for me, even just to find out how life is in Jamaica, even your upbringing, or you being from sort of South Kilburn, and your development since then and what you're doing now. So it's an absolute pleasure, guys. That was Stephen Graham, and this is Big Ego Media.